These animals are so rare that their owners feel like they're part of a special club. Getting a pet for millions is not just about the money, but also about the chance to stand out. Today, I'm going to tell you about the most expensive animals in the world. And believe me, it's not just cats or dogs. It's something unusual. Did you know that some billionaires keep sharks? And not just in huge aquariums, but sometimes even on their yachts. Yes, yachts with shark pools are reality. The thing is, for wealthy people, sharks are a symbol of power and strength. Keeping such fish costs a fortune. You not only need to build a special aquarium with seawater, but also provide constant care. Feeding sharks is a whole different story. Some species need to be fed only fresh fish. Moreover, at a certain time, and if a shark gets sick, the number of veterinarians who can treat it can be counted on one hand. But why do many sharks think this impresses guests? Imagine you arrive at a party on a yacht and there is a great white shark swimming in the pool. This is exactly the case when luxury becomes a show, and of course, it costs a fortune. Let's talk about chickens. Meet the Ayam Cemani breed. These are perhaps the most expensive chickens in the world. They are called black diamonds because of their unique appearance. And I'm speeding through this. They come from Indonesia, and everything about them is completely black. Feathers, skin, bones, even their organs. This rare phenomenon is called fibromelanosis, and it looks truly impressive. The price of one of these birds can reach up to $50,000 in Asian countries. They are considered a symbol of wealth and status. And in some cultures, they're considered sacred animals. These chickens are not only beautiful but also unusual to take care of. They require a warm climate, special feed, and a large area to roam. But even under perfect conditions, they are very temperamental. And raising them is a real challenge. If you want to impress your guests, a black chicken, it will definitely make an impression on the farm. You're probably thinking, well, sharks, chickens. But ants, yes, you heard that right. Collecting rare insects, especially ants, has become a real trend among wealthy people. There are, for example, bulldog ants from Australia or rare leafcutter ants from South America. They sell for big bucks because of their unusual behavior and complex communication systems. Collectors build special farms for their ants. These are transparent aquariums where you can observe their lives. They dig tunnels, gather food, and take care of the queen. It's a real ant world that operates like a perfectly tuned machine. But there's a catch. Ants need perfect conditions. Temperature, humidity, special food. If something goes wrong, the whole colony can die. So, these insects are not just a fascinating hobby, but also a big responsibility. Friends, let's move on to horses. Racehorses are a whole different world where millions, and sometimes even billions, of dollars are at stake. For example, the most expensive horse in the world, Pegasus. It was sold for $70 million. Why such a price? It's all about the pedigree. Racehorses are valued. Derby winners earn money. Each foal is valuable. Winners of major tournaments earn owners a lot, then they're used for breeding. Each foal is worth as much as a small business. These horses are treated like royalty, and each foal is worth as much as a small business. These horses are treated like royalty. They have their own trainers, nutritionists, masseurs, and veterinarians. They get the best feed, and sometimes even music is ordered for their relaxation. But keeping such a horse is not just a luxury, it's also a responsibility. Training, competitions, transportation all over the world. All of this costs a pretty penny. And still, horses, just like people, can unexpectedly lose. So, every bet on a horse is a risk. But for a billionaire, it's more about the adrenaline than the problem. Let's start with cats, then the problem. Let's start with cats. Have you heard of a cat named Ashera? It's a hybrid of an African serval, an Asian leopard cat, and a regular domestic cat. She looks wild, with a spotted coat, but behaves like the sweetest little house kitten. What's her price? Around $100,000 for a kitten, but that's just the starting price. Some specimens have sold for amounts exceeding $1 million. Why is it so expensive? Because of their rarity. Ashera is an artificially bred breed, and there are only a handful of these cats in the world. Secondly, it's just a fabulous symbol of wealth. Just imagine how cool this cat would look in a huge mansion. But there's a catch. Breeders claim that the Ashera is hypoallergenic. This means that even people with cat allergies can have one. Debates exist, but not everyone believes this, and a lot of debate. Is that true? What do you think about the idea of paying more for a cat than for a sports car? And now let's talk about dogs. Meet the Tibetan Mastiff. This breed has become a true symbol of luxury in China. These dogs aren't just big, they're massive. With their long, thick fur and impressive appearance, they resemble lions. In 2014, a Tibetan Mastiff named Big Splash was sold for $1.09 million. Yeah, almost $2 million for a dog. Why is it so expensive? Well, first of all, the breed is considered rare and ancient. These are dogs that were once bred by monks in Tibet to guard temples. And secondly, it's about prestige. And Mastiffs have become a symbol of wealth, just like a Rolls-Royce or Patek Philippe watches. The more expensive the dog, the more respect it gets from others. And honestly, they really do look cool. But are you ready to shell out for a pet what you could buy an apartment for in Moscow? Falconry is a cultural heritage. Falcons are integral, some worth millions. It's a cultural heritage. Here, falcons are a part of the lifestyle, and some people are willing to pay millions of dollars for them. For example, a rare white gerfalcon can cost up to $2 million. Why?
Because these birds are extremely rare and are considered a true treasure.
But it's not just about the bird itself. Owners of such falcons can spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on training, special jets for transportation, and even golden hoods that they put on the birds' heads. Yes, you heard that right. These birds fly on private jets. By the way, during a hunt, a falcon can reach speeds faster than any race car. What do you think about such a passion for birds? Discuss pigeons. Yes, those are the birds that many associate with city squares. But among pigeons, there are true elite athletes. One of such pigeons is Armando. This is a racing pigeon that was sold for $4 million in 2019. And do you know why? He won races where hundreds of birds compete, bringing his owner huge prizes. Pigeon racing is not just a hobby, it's a whole industry. In China, Belgium, and the Netherlands, millions are bet on such competitions. Owners of the best birds hire trainers, nutritionists, and build special dovecots for them. It's interesting that racing pigeons always find their way back home. Even if they're released thousands of kilometers away, they have some incredible sense of direction. Imagine this, a bird flying over mountains and sees to return to its owner. That's why people pay millions for them. Let's talk about fish too. Carp and koi are true works of art. They live in the ponds of wealthy people and are considered symbols of luck, wealth, and longevity. The most expensive koi carp was sold for $1.8 million. Her name was Legend, and she had a bright red color with white spots. Koi can live long, needing care, clean water, nutrition, and even massages. Special massages for carp. These fish can live up to 100 years, and they require constant care, clean water, proper nutrition, and even massages. Yes, special massages for koi. Collectors in Japan have entire farms where carp are grown according to all the rules, and buyers hold real auctions to get the most beautiful fish. This is no longer just fish, it's part of the cultural heritage. Now let's talk about some exotic stuff. White tigers and rare lions often catch the eye of wealthy collectors. Their price can reach several $100,000, and sometimes even more. White tigers aren't a separate species. They're a rare mutation of the Bengal tiger. There are very few of these tigers left, and they're bred in captivity. But the problem is that due to inbreeding, these animals often have genetic issues. What about lions? In Africa, there are breeders who raise white lions for sale. These animals look incredibly beautiful. It's like they step right off a magazine cover, but their content is a real challenge. They need huge territories, proper nutrition, and constant care. Some billionaires buy these predators to keep them in their private zoos. But that always raises the question, wouldn't it be better to leave these animals in the wild, where they truly belong? After all, they're not household pets. Where do they belong? After all, they're not household pets. Peacocks. Now that's the real royalty among decorative birds. They're bred to decorate the gardens and yards of wealthy people. White peacocks are especially valued, looking like creatures straight out of a fairy tale. The price for one peacock can go up to $10,000. And if we're talking about rare species or breeds, then even more. Why is it so expensive? It's all about their beauty and symbolism. A peacock with its tail fanned out is the embodiment of wealth, status, and success. But keeping a peacock isn't that simple. It seems they need space, proper nutrition, and even protection from predators. Some owners build real aviaries with climate control for their peacocks. Interesting fact. Peacocks are not only beautiful, but also quite noisy. Their cries can be very loud. And not all neighbors will appreciate it. So, if you decide to get a peacock, think twice. Tortoises seem like the calmest and easiest animals to care for. The most expensive turtles are those that are endangered. Anganoka, a tortoise from Madagascar. Only in Madagascar, and the price on the black market can reach up to $150,000 for one wasp. These turtles can live for over 100 years, and they require careful care. They need huge terrariums with adjustable temperature, humidity, and proper lighting. Owners of such turtles are usually collectors or billionaires who are passionate about protecting rare species. The truth is, sometimes the question arises, isn't it better to leave them in the wild instead of keeping them in aquariums for the sake of the herd? Bees from millions. Yeah, that's the reality. Special bee breeds are luxury honey producers. Carniolan bees from Slovenia are productive and gentle. There are rare bees from Slovenia, Carniolan, known for their productivity and gentle nature. Queen bees from these breeds can cost thousands. But that's not all. Queen bees from these breeds can cost several $1,000s. But that's not all. In the world of elite beekeeping, there are hives, made from expensive materials like marble or gold. The most expensive honey in the world is elvish honey from Turkey, which is harvested from caves. Its price can reach $7,000 per kilogram. It's valued for its unique taste and richness in trace elements. For many billionaires, beekeeping has become not just a hobby, but a way to show their care for nature. Bees play a huge role in the ecosystem, pollinating plants and maintaining balance in nature. Pheasants, like peacocks, are considered symbols of luxury. For example, the Lady Amherst pheasant or the golden pheasant, which look like living works of art. These birds are known for their bright feathers that shimmer in the sunlight. They often become the decoration of country estates and gardens of wealthy people. Pheasants with rare color mutations are especially valued. Breeders work for years to produce the perfect birds, and keeping them requires a significant investment. Pheasants need spacious enclosures, proper nutrition, and protection from predators. It is interesting that in some cultures the pheasant is considered a symbol of good luck and prosperity, and its feathers are used for decoration and even as an element. Decorating your home. If you want to highlight your status, having a pheasant in the yard will definitely catch your guests' attention. And here we are at the end, friends. What do you think? Why do people spend such huge amounts of money on animals? Is it really a love for nature or just a way to stand out? On one hand, rare animals are beautiful, unique, and impressive. They become symbols of success, evoking admiration and even envy. On the other hand, such purchases do not always benefit the animals themselves. It is important to remember that each stage of these creatures is not just a luxury object, but a living being. That deserves respect and care. And maybe, instead of spending millions on animals, it would be better to direct that money towards conserving species in the wild. What do you think about such spending? Leave a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Well, that's all for now. See you in the next video.